Welcome again to New Age Minute. Our topic today is the continuation of the psychological theories of Carl Gustav Jung. The shadow archetype is filled mainly with contents of the personal unconscious, which is what Jung called the unconscious that Freud conceived of. This is where all the repressed contents of consciousness, or the traits we possess that we would rather not admit to, lie. These traits, as those of the anima and animus, are often projected onto others even though they belong to us. Jung believed that myths were the expression of archetypal images. Although the characters in the myths of different civilizations bear the traits of the peoples of those civilizations, they also have a universal component in that these same kinds of stories or myths speak about issues that deeply concern all human beings. Some of these issues are the keeping or breaking of deeply ingrained taboos, spiritual quests or religious ideas, and the way the archetypes tend to manifest themselves in fantasy and other unconscious or universal processes. Although these myths may be false as far as physical reality is concerned, or historically inaccurate, they represent psychic facts or truths, which are equally valid and often even more compelling than the physical ones. Jung also conceived of the psychological types, of which there are four main ones. These are intuition, sensation, thinking, and feeling. Usually one of these functions is developed at the expense of the others, and since the psyche operates on a system of compensation, there is usually one function that is almost totally undeveloped, and the other two are in varying degrees of development. These first two, the developed and the undeveloped, are opposite functions. For instance, feeling is opposite thinking and intuition is opposite sensation. Intuition and sensation is the pair of opposite functions through which we gain information about our environment. And feeling and thinking are the pair of opposite functions by which we make judgments about the information we have gathered through either our intuition or sensation functions. Intuitive types see possibilities and are often aware of things seemingly without the use of the five senses. Sensation types are very down to earth and are matter-factual. They are interested in the facts only and depend for their information about the world mainly on their five senses. When a person has developed the feeling function best, judgments are made strictly by likes and dislikes, and when a person has developed the thinking function best, judgments are made by intellectual processes such as logical considerations. Therefore, a feeling type might not understand a thinking type's reactions and vice versa, or they may complement each other. There is yet another important pair of opposite types which Jung proposed. These are introvert and extrovert. The introvert's most common trait would be that of shyness and introspectiveness. They tend to be individualistic and to be more concerned with their own inner attitudes toward things than those of others. The extrovert is just the opposite. They are basically outgoing and gregarious and take for their own the general or conventional wisdom of their times and peers. They tend to be more interested with what goes on in the outer world than with that which goes on within themselves. Thank you for joining us for New Age Minute, and we hope you'll join us again next week for information on the lost continent of Atlantis.